Welcome to this week's episode of Boot-Trac Adventures. This week we're going with Zach Haas as he chases whitetails with his archery equipment. He's going to start off going to Misty Morning Outfitters in Kansas and try to fill his tag there. And then he's going to make his way back to his home state of Wisconsin and see if he can't get some of his target bucks to show up. He's got a couple of them picked out, so I'm sure it'll be a good show. Let's see if Zach can get 1 or 2 bucks down, and all I can say is good luck, Zach.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are down in Kansas at Misty Morning Outfitters, and it is warm. I believe the real feel, or the actual temp, is 87 degrees. It is October 23rd, so it's 1 degree off the record for heat down here. Supposed to get rain tomorrow, possibly rain Wednesday, but there's a cold front at the end of the week, so that's giving us some hope. But there's a lot of good bucks around here. They haven't been opening up yet as far as like the scrapes, but there are a bunch of fresh rubs when I came in, so that's always a good sign. But then there's a nice bend and pinch line right here that's probably about 20 yards, so hopefully before the deer even get there, I can take them out. So we'll see. We're in one of these newer blinds that they picked up here, so overall, just hoping that it's not too windy. It's calmer in here, which is nice. It's super windy. It's like 35, 40 miles per hour winds outside of the corridor. So with that said, it's hot, but it's not very windy in here. So we'll see. And we'll do our best. So stick with us. Maybe hit some horns a little later, some grunting, and maybe stir the pot a little bit. So stay tuned. First morning, we had our first nights. Last night we seen 5 does, and today so far we had 2 does. It's slow. The weather is still poop. So with that said, we are hoping that there's supposed to be some rain coming through, so we'll see how that affects things. Hopefully not too bad, but overall it is what it is. We do have some good weather coming Thursday, Friday, so I'm hoping with a front. But we are kind of near some bedding here, so I'm surprised we didn't have nothing to this morning. But, you know, it looks good. It is what it is. We're out here. Got out here super early. Sat in the dark. Wish I would have brought my coffee, but I didn't. But came out here, we put a little bit of flawless tests out, and a mock scrape I had made yesterday, so. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Sit number 3, Dave number 2 here in Kansas at Misty Morning Outfitters. There's been some buck stage in here. It's a natural pinch point throughout this property. This property is long and narrow, but we'll see what happens. I've deer been going through here. We're gonna grab the old bow here and get our arrow on. So we're tipped and ready to rock. So interlock, ready to engage. Okay, we'll get it on, and like I said, with that said, we'll hope. We'll hope it. There's hope. So stick with us.
Segment brought to you by House in the Woods, a family-run nonprofit organization hosting veterans on outdoor retreats at no cost to them for healing and camaraderie. By Tree Stand and Ladder Stand Buddy, the safest way to put up your lock-on and ladder stands. And Pete Dryer, helping keep your shoes, boots, and accessories dry and odor-free since 1968. All feet love Pete. Unfortunately, between the weather and the deer not cooperating, there wasn't a whole lot of activity for Zach, and he wasn't able to punch his tag in Kansas. So he's made his way back to Wisconsin, and he's going after his target bucks.
Day 2 of our sit. Back from Kansas. We're obviously, as I talked, it was not super eventful, so we're back here in Wisconsin, but it's pretty windy. We're in a secluded plot, so it's not super windy here, but you can just hear the wind ripping. So hopefully it doesn't hold the deer down, but we did have a nice 3-year-old ready daylighted today on the tactic cam. Other side of the property. Not one of the bucks I want, but who knows? They might just tickle me the right way. Hopefully they come on, they feed on this little food plot here, and so stick with us. Hopefully things get wild. Stay tuned. Good afternoon. Just got on the stand here, and if you can't hear it, it's raining on me right now. So, good thing about rain, quiet. Get out here, slip in. We've been having a 10 we call Polly, scraping like crazy, moving around the farm like crazy. So, yeah, it's raining, but I figured it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. So, we're out here, we're gonna brave the weather. Get my hood up here, but we're all strapped in with the hunter safety system. Overall, we're sitting over a wildlife pond that's right below us here, and we'll see what happens. Maybe they're going to be out feeding. I'm hoping they are, but you really never know. Food plot's kind of, this one's a little yellowing up a little bit, but no big deal. We'll see what happens. I'd rather be out here than sitting in my house and contemplating what could have been. So stick with me. Hopefully I don't get too drenched. I think that's inevitable, because I just feel it all come down. But hopefully, I'm hoping it calms down like 45 minutes or so before dark. We get some late movement and do some rattling, some grunting, maybe pull something out of this marsh and then get a shot. But we'll see. It's definitely a gamble, but I'd rather be a gambling man than a unhappy man. So that's why we're here. That said, let's see if we can throw hopefully get a buck hanging. Alright, see you guys later when I'm wet. Why is it that every time you put out deer scent, whether it be estrus, buck scent, even a calming scent, you always get on your hands, and then all you can do is the whole scent. I don't get it. That's one thing I've never understood about hunting. A, these bottles are meant to get it all over your hands. B, why is it that your human nature is just oh, that's pee. Oh, it's still pee. I don't get it. Because now I got a bunch of flawless scents on my hands, but I guess if it makes me smell like a deer, not the worst thing. We'll see.
This segment brought to you by Vortex Optics. Quality, affordable optics with an unconditional lifetime warranty. By Interlock Broadheads. American-made mechanical and fixed blade broadheads that fly like field points and put your game down fast. And by Paradise Valley Concrete Specialties. Based in Warrens, Wisconsin, they can do all types of flatwork and concrete construction, specializing in stamped and colored patios, sidewalks, and driveways. What I've got here is the original Pete shoe dryer, and the name says it all. Gene Pete invented the boot dryer back in 1968, and the Pete family has been manufacturing them ever since. The appearance of these units has changed very little over the years, maybe a couple of cosmetic changes, and that's about it. And how they work has remained the same as well. Plug it into any 120 volt power source. The heaters in the base of the unit create warm air which flows up the tubes into the shoes or boots, and it dries them out, eliminating bacteria and odors. These units are economical to run. In fact, during the hunting season, I pretty much plug mine in and leave it plugged in, and my hunting boots stay on there all the time, so they're ready to go when I am. And they're American made. They also make products to dry other items, so to see their complete lineup of drying items, go to PeteDryer.com, and remember, dry responsibly.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's October, I believe, 28th today, and it's a chilly morning, which is awesome, obviously. Got about a 35 degree, we had frost this morning, and sitting over a food plot, see what happens with that. But I just want to keep that scent going, keep these bucks agitated. The main shooter, or yard after, I call him Apollo. You'll see him on our tag camera if you look at pictures here, but he's been across the marsh. We are sitting at a spot on the bottom near a marsh. There's been actually two good bucks that have kind of been hanging around this marsh. One we call Rocky and one we call Paulie. And yes, I've been going for a Rocky Balboa theme. I'll definitely do some calling this morning. See if I can pull something on this marsh or pull something up off this ridge top. They definitely have been kind of hanging on this ridge in the mornings. And the other thing that I'm kind of slightly worried about is in your mornings, the earth is heating up. The sun's coming up. And with that, your thermals will actually rise. So I'm in a bottom now. So the deer are going to be checking the wind actually with the thermals. It's pushing off this marsh and it's moving up, even though it should be going that way since it's the northwest. So by theory, this is why you guys can talk about, the wind's perfect for this set, but remember your thermals, especially when it's calm like today. Keep that in mind. Do your scent control. Use your limit shield. Do every option possible. Wash your clothes. Taking a shower in the morning. Do whatever you can. Wait.
This segment brought to you by Boning Archery, meeting your archery supply needs for the last 75 years. Reveal cellular trail cams and Tacticam POV cameras. Share your hunt.
crazy. Just shot Apollo. I know the shot wasn't on film. Sometimes you gotta, you know, we're hunters at the end of the day. It's perfectly through him, probably about 35 yards. Grounded him in. Oh, then I just slipped it through. Oh my god, why it's getting pumped. He's dead right here. Dead right here, guys. Just follow this. I put it on this grapevine. Seen him make a scrape. I think one of my other shooters is on there. He came up here. He was feeding on the food plot. Doe came in. And I could talk to him. He was kind of around. She kind of had me. So she actually saw him. Didn't like him. Stopped at him. Ran off. Brought him in the woods. 35 yards at him. One opening. Scented. And he ran up here and died. All right, everybody. Well, as always, I gotta make phone calls. That's what it's about. I just killed Apollo. Rubbing stuff. I grunted him in, and then a doe came, and I think she might have winded me, and she actually ran off and brought him in the woods. He's dead. I just got myself an 11 pointer. Pack up. We're gonna get out of the river's edge here and walk on up, check him out, and see what he got. But it's exciting. That is exciting. October 28th in the morning. And what time did we kill? We shot him at about 7:15. 7:15. Boom. Awesome. So let's get down and let's go check him out. We're gonna bring the bow with just in case, but I guess we'll just go make some Boot-Trac stories of mine, shall we? Alright, everybody. So I got an arrow knocked. We're gonna circle just in case here. Alright. So he came right here after making the scrape. Once again, sometimes it just doesn't work where you know, you can get the shot on film, but wow, what a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. You seeing that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it's about right there. Oh my gosh, blood coming out. Jerry, okay, here's the arrow. That's a dandy. That is a dandy. Oh my gosh, that's a good buck. Yeah, that's a good buck. Oh, I teed off on him perfect. Wow. Look at that buck, everyone. He probably only ran 30, 40 yards. And he piled over. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Lord. As always, thanks you to my dad, allowing me to hunt such a beautiful property and teaching me so much about conservation and the outdoors that I can pass on to my kids. But with that said, I got trick-or-treating tonight with my boy and my girl. And thank you all for watching Boot-Trac Adventures.